Good morning, everyone. So we're going to start our fourth lesson on mindfulness today, and we're going to be talking about our thoughts. So today, I'm actually going to start with our mindful practice because it will help us as we move forward with our topic. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our mindful bodies. So we're not slunched over like I am right now. We sit up straight and tall. Our back is straight. We can kind of roll our shoulders back, and you can rest your hands wherever you're comfortable, usually an anchor spot, so somewhere that you really notice your breath. So whether your chest, because it rises and falls, or your belly, as it in and out, or notice, put your attention to your nostrils. So whatever works for you, whatever is comfortable. And right now, I'm going to ask you to find your mindful bodies. And in a moment, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable. Otherwise, just find a soft spot to focus on. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds where it's going to be silence. And I want you to focus on just noticing your breath. Be with your anchor. Breathing in and breathing out. And that's all that you're aware of. And if you start to think, then I want you to try to catch that thought. Notice what your first thought is even about. Okay? So we find our mindful bodies, we can kind of relax into it. Find your anchor spot, and we're going to gently close our eyes. I invite you to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now take the next 30 seconds to just be with your breath, being aware of the rise and the fall, the in and the out. Now, if your eyes are still closed, I invite you to wait for the sound of the bell. You can gently open your eyes, wiggle your fingers a bit. Okay. So, first question, were you able to notice your breath with your hands on your anchor spot? Were you able to follow your breath, the rise and the fall at all? Okay. Second question, did you think about something else? Did your mind wander? Be honest. A lot of times our mind wanders. Our brain is meant to think. That's okay. So practicing mindfulness, for many people, they think they can't do it because their mind just always thinks. And that's okay. That's what it's supposed to be. Again, this is tummy time. So our thoughts wander, and that's okay. So taking a moment to just notice your thought. If you are even aware that you're thinking, that is practicing mindfulness. So were you able to, do you remember what your first thought was about? Not so easy, huh? If you do, good job, awesome. If you don't, also good job, you're human, that's okay. What we're gonna do now is I'm going to give you a little bit between 60 seconds and 90 seconds, I haven't decided yet, where I want you to, again, practice this breathing. Notice your breathing, your hands on your anchor spot, wherever that is. And this time, most likely when, not if, but we'll say if you start thinking about something, if you're able to notice the thought, I want you to try in your mind, if you notice that your mind starts to wander, thinking about something else, just say in your mind to yourself, thinking, and then come back to your breath. If you can, then try again to just notice breathing in, breathing out, bringing all your attention, all your focus just on that rise and fall or that in and out. Okay? So again, you're going to have a bit more time this time, between a minute and a half. And I want you to, again, find your mindful body. Rest your hands on your anchor spot, wherever that may be for you. Gently close your eyes. Notice your breath, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Now, the next minute, I just want you to practice that if you notice you start to think, your mind starts to wander, just label that. Note it. Thinking, thinking. And then come back to your breath. See if you're able. And again, you can keep your eyes closed till you hear the sound of the bell. Open your eyes. If you're ready, you can kind of wiggle about if you need to. Okay, so that was 60 seconds. Did it seem longer? Sometimes, and that's okay. So first off, were you able to just pay attention to your breath? If not, that's okay. Did your mind wander? That's fine. Were you able, do you know what your first thought was? And were you able to note it? Were you able to note, oh, thinking, thinking. And then, were you able to come back to your breath? Okay. Again, this is not easy. I know. If you you just know that you were breathing and then all of a sudden your mind was thinking about something that happened 2 years ago, that's okay. Just the fact that you know that. This is tummy time. It's just basic practicing of this to be aware of our thoughts. So why do you think this is an important aspect in this beginning part, in this tummy time of learning how to practice mindfulness? Our thoughts are a very big part of us. And a lot of times we'll maybe notice that when we should be listening, maybe to our teacher or to a friend, our mind is actually thinking about something either related, trying to come up with a defense if someone's saying something we don't like, or thinking about something completely different, worrying about having to buy groceries or something like that. That happens to all of us. But this practice, if you are listening to a friend or listening to class and then you notice, if you're able to be like, oh, I just started thinking, don't judge yourself. Just be like, oh, thinking, okay. Back to my focus on what's happening. Be right here, right now. It's a really important tool for a lot of things. Also, if you have catch yourself in thought patterns, thought spirals, I'm known for this, that sometimes my brain will just get caught in this negative thought loop. You ever seen that before? Or you just start thinking about the same bad thing that happened. Our brains tend to just repeat that, and just hold on to it way too tight. And again, if that happens to you, very normal, it's very human. But it doesn't necessarily make us feel good though, right? So practicing this of just when we note if we're worrying or if we're caught in a negative thought pattern, just noting it to yourself, just being like, oh, you are now in a negative thought pattern, Sam. That's literally what I say in my head. Being gentle with yourself, noting that you're in a negative thought pattern, and then just try to come to your breath or try to be present in some other way. That's the point of this tool. So I hope it helped you, and I will have journal questions again below if you want to work on that. And this week for your practice, try to extend that practicing breathing, if you can, to 30 to 60 seconds a day. So if you can find just 30 to 60 seconds, try that again. If you can find 30 to 60 seconds a day to just sit in one place, to notice your breath, your anchor spot, and then when you start to think about other things, just note it. Be like thinking, and come back. Okay? So that is your homework for the week for Miss Samantha. And I love you all. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. Bye.